and it crashed into the Riverwalk and it hit the stores. Mannequins were floating from the stores in the Mississippi. People thought that people were killed. They were dead people, and they weren't. That was pretty wild when the ship veered and actually hit the Riverwalk. Okay, we're at the entrance to the Riverwalk. The Riverwalk is the Riverwalk Outlets. It was opened about 12, 13 years ago as an outlets from the Howard Hughes Corporation. RockStep Capital bought the property 3 years ago. And this property is the former World's Fair from 1984. There were 3 pavilions. 2 pavilions were converted into a shopping center that has become the Riverwalk Outlets. The other pavilion is still remaining empty. So the Riverwalk Outlet starts here. It's got 3 levels. It's got level A, and then you go up to level B, and then the food court and the Nordstrom is the very far side. That is upriver. Call it upriver is up the river. Downriver is here at Spanish Plaza. Now next to Spanish Plaza, which is where the fountain is, this is all the open area at Spanish Plaza, we've got the former World Trade Center that has recently opened up as the Four Seasons, and the Four Seasons has 2 parts to it. It has the hotel, and it also has the Four Seasons residences. And on the other side of Delacroix is the ferry terminal coming over from the left bank, and now you can walk along the river all the way up Jackson Square, past Jackson Square. Everything is right here. You've got the aquarium, you've got the Four Seasons behind the you can see Caesars. New hotel right here. That's the casino here in downtown. That's right here at the Riverwalk. And then on the other side of the Riverwalk, you have the New Orleans Convention Center. And then right here above the Riverwalk, you have the largest hotel here in New Orleans. It's the Hilton Hotel. We're at the center of the city. We're on the river. This is where the action is, and you can have great shopping, wonderful restaurants, a lot of fun, and be right in the heart of the action here in New Orleans. New Orleans is a very special city. It's one of the oldest cities in the United States, certainly one of the most fun, most interesting. We are at the bottom, the end of Poydras Canal, right on the river. We're in level A. Level A is where there are a lot of the name brands, more of the name brands. So you've got Coach here, you've got Kate Spade, you've got Chico's, you've got Karl Lagerfeld, you've got Le Creuset. You've got a lot of the brands on this level, and we're closest to Spanish Plaza. We're gonna walk there in a second. We're in front of Café du Monde. Café du Monde is just famous. It's the home of beignets, and the original Café du Monde is in Jackson Square, 24 hours. There's 2 additional Café du Mondes in the world. One is here at the Riverwalk. It's got a view overlooking the Mississippi, a great place to get away from the crowds, to get away from the heat, to get away from the rain, to get away from the cold weather during winter. And it's right here in the middle of level A. The Howard Hughes Corporation had invested about $80–90 million into the mall after they purchased it, and they converted it to a normal enclosed mall, from a normal enclosed mall to an outlet center. And then COVID hit and the mall was shut down. New Orleans took a very tough hit. A lot of things were shut down. As a result, we were able to buy this at a very, very favorable price. We got a group of local and community bank lenders, including B1 Bank, Liberty Bank, and Morgan Bank. And then we have a group of investors, including some of the leading local investors here in the city, who are part of the partnership. And here we've got the Gap store. And what's interesting about the Gap is that the Gap struggled for quite a while. But due to some new merchandising initiatives and new leadership, they really have gotten a lot of traction and a lot of excitement. And then you'll see over here, we have an empty store that is going to be Burlington that's going to be opening up here in this 22,000 square foot space. The plans for opening is towards the end of October. They will do very well here. It will be a great addition to the Riverwalk. About 2/3 of the customers who walk through the Riverwalk are tourists. They're either tourists who visit here via car or plane, or tourists that come through on the cruise terminal. The two cruise terminals here in New Orleans, and New Orleans is becoming a bigger and bigger port for cruises, literally are here at the Riverwalk. So we're in the Riverwalk food court, and this is level C of the Riverwalk. And level C is where most of the restaurants are. We've got 13 restaurants here. One on level A, that's Café du Monde, which is one of the 3 Café du Mondes in New Orleans. It's a great secret because during inclement weather, when it's hot, when it's rainy, when it's cold, you can come here and enjoy the famous beignets at Café du Monde. So we are in the food court of what I think is one of the prettiest food courts in the whole country. And the reason why this is the prettiest food court in the United States is right behind me. So there's a view of the Mississippi River here, and there's ship traffic all day long. And if you want to go outside during cooler, more comfortable weather, you've got a beautiful little balcony here. The cruise terminals, there's 2 cruise terminals here in New Orleans. The cruises are literally right outside the food court. So when the cruises land and they leave, people are getting off cruises, people are getting on cruises, and there's just a lot of traffic here at the Riverwalk. So you're looking at what I believe is the prettiest food court in the whole country. We are on what is called level C, and level C is the area furthest upriver, and behind us is Nordstrom Rack, the only Nordstrom Rack in New Orleans. The store looks great, and it gets just a lot of traffic. We're right at the end of the food court, and right over here, come over here, right by the elevators over here to the cruise terminal. So this is where, when the cruises come here on weekends in particular, the people going and boarding a cruise, coming off a cruise, they come right here. They come right out where Nordstrom Rack is, right into the food court. I think about 25 years ago, maybe a little longer, a ship was coming around the curve and it lost its steering ability.
In a desperate attempt to stop the out-of-control freighter, Ted Davison ordered the crew to drop both of the ship's 2 10-ton anchors.
And it crashed into the Riverwalk.
Dozens of tourists and employees ran for their lives.
Mannequins were floating from the stores in the Mississippi, and people thought that people were killed. They were dead people, and they weren't.
Investigators for the National Transportation Safety Board concluded that overall poor maintenance of the ship's engines caused the computer safety system to shut them down. They also credit pilot Ted Davison's quick actions for saving hundreds of lives.
And so that was pretty wild when the ship veered and actually hit the Riverwalk. We're here in Spanish Plaza at the Riverwalk, and Spanish Plaza is this open-air plaza that was dedicated to Spain. That's why it's called Spanish Plaza. This is kind of the center of the city. In other words, this is where Poydras and Canal, 2 of the biggest streets, merge into the city, into the river. So Spanish Plaza is very, very important to the city. It's very important to the Riverwalk. It's the beginning of Riverwalk. And our goal is to activate and energize Spanish Plaza by bringing new restaurants here. And we started that adventure last night at the opening of Delacroix. Delacroix is one of the restaurants of the John Besh Group, the Besh Group, and John Besh, Octavio Mantilla, who are the leaders of the Besh Group, opened up last night to a restaurant that will have by far the best views of the Mississippi compared to any restaurant in the city, and they've got great food. They're great restaurateurs. They're a lot of fun. They're going to do wonderful here, and you can come and have dinner with great food, great alcohol, great drinks, great atmosphere, overlooking the Mississippi River. It doesn't get better.